just bumped into some news that's going to concern a lot of South Africans. So in the recent news, Cyril Ramaphosa, the president of South Africa, warns ANC supporters and obviously others that social grants and national student financial aids will come to an end if the ANC party doesn't stay in government. This is very concerning for a lot of people because the number of people receiving the grants grew massively over the years. With the very high rise in teenage pregnancy and in unemployment rates, this means a lot of South Africans might suffer if the ANC loses the election and the winning party chooses to not continue with the social grants. Now let me break this down to you so you know what I mean. Currently, the mechanism introduced by the ANC government to fund its citizens includes the Older Persons Grant, which is basically the old age pension funding the elders who are unable to work, the Care Dependency Grant, which are to take care of a child with severe disability and is in need of a special care, the Grant in Aid for people who live on a social grant and need someone to take care of them, the Water Veterans Grant for former soldiers who fought in the Second World War or the Korean War and cannot support themselves, the Foster Child Grant, which is a grant to take care of a child who has been placed in your custody by the court, the Disability Grant for people with mental or physical disability which makes them unfit for work, the Child Support Grant for people in need of a support to raise their child, the National Student Financial Aids, also known as NSFAS, which funds undergraduates to further their studies in universities, and the Social Relief Grant for the unemployed due to COVID impacts. Yep, this has all been introduced by the ANC government to support its citizens, and keep in mind that ANC has been in power since 1994 until now. Currently, South Africa has over 27 to 28 million citizens depending on these social grants and financial aids, which means a lot of citizens are going to suffer if another government takes over and chooses to not continue with the support. ANC has made this a drug and got a lot of people hooked to what it had to offer, and now they are threatening and blackmailing their own citizens to take it all away if they lose. They even go as far as sending the former Minister of Transport to help clean the streets full of crime and promise to better themselves. Check this out.
Gun-toting criminals go around here with heavy weaponry, shooting. Even today there was a shooting in and around here. And these are sort of criminals who require police intervention because society does not have guns. We are a party that is on the mend, and that is what we said in these past 5 years. When we went to the people, we said to them, vote for us. We have committed mistakes. The past 9 years of our being in power was something that we could call the 9 years of the good and the bad. But we are committed to self-correct. And that is why all the things we committed to the people will do, which we said as the ANC, at some point we did veer away from the path that we're following as a movement. We are going back, and therefore we will self-correct.
Where's the Minister of Police if it's really that bad? The competing parties made offers to support the citizens, but obviously it's going to be a lot more different
at this particular point to review the design and the fiscal condition of the social security system. For example, the DA, as you put it, they say they will increase child support grant, but that's pretty much where they stop in terms of the grants. For the elderly, for example, they would push for something like an automatic enrollment of employees in a pension fund scheme. They would push for cash transfers for the unemployed graduates for basic services. They would push for lower costs of food, in other words, tax less food. They would push for the poor having quality basic healthcare services, so a particular segment of society having your universal healthcare system. They would push for programs that would reduce teenage pregnancy, fatherhood programs, a national plan to tackle homelessness. Those are the type of things that they would push for. Economic freedom fighters, we've heard, for example, their leader saying when they are in power, people who are on social grants, for example, should not be paying for rates and services at municipal level. Local municipalities must have a list of those people and give them free benefits. You hear them talking about people on social grants must get straight access to university and free education. So that gives you a sense of where would those parties put this social security system. Would it be worthwhile for them to tinker with the system in such a way as far as the voter perception is concerned?
This has been planned from the start, and any party that will take over will do the same, but with pretty much different tactics. I hope this video made it clear to you on what kind of government we have and how far they are willing to go for their own benefits. My name is Jay, and this is Moment in Future, pulling you into the truth.